And Bill's got a great attitude. He's a great coach, and yes, I mean, and Lincoln knows that. He doesn't need to be convinced of it. I mean, if you can move the football, handing it off, we'll do it.
But is that something? I mean, you could point to an example of Dana as a guy that's run the football really well.
And I brought that up a bunch. Sure, he has. I mean, every year he'll wear you out. Anybody, if you're getting into funky coverages and get overloaded that way, he's going to recognize it and run. And he's always had good backs too.
Did you? I mean, was that something that was in your mind when you started looking at Lincoln and said, I've got these running backs who can come in here? Was it strictly just
It was strictly the efficiency that they've operated at. They said when you look at, the 13 total top total offenses in the nation, 6 of them are in this family. All, guys that I know. And it's like, well, where did we go? And I thought, Lincoln was up there in the top 6, I think. And, is a guy that's consistently done well with it. And I just wanted to get back to those disciplines and principles of it.
It seems like Bill's really a feather in your cap then, because he has been in that system.
No doubt. No question. He's been in it, and he's been in it running it well. So.
Wide receiver, is that during the spring game, I think that was probably the biggest surprise offensively, is to see all that help around Sterling Shepard. Is that something that you started to notice just during the spring, or did it start to emerge last fall? Or?
No, in the spring, I felt D.D. Westbrook is a big play guy that came in. Mark Andrews is a young guy we all thought would make a difference, and he is. He's kind of a hybrid, odd guy in that he's a bigger guy, but great hands, great route runner. Jeffrey Mead, a real big 6'6" guy for us, has really had a big summer. Just notice him when the guy's out leading the running, he's out ahead of everybody. You notice the change, and he's not a young kid anymore and ready to make a mark, I think.
Still going back to the spring game with the quarterbacks, when you were talking about them this morning, you said we want to make sure that whoever starts, they're able to take care of the ball, but some turnovers in that spring game, was that discouraging at all to you?
Well, as a head coach, it was encouraging because the secondary was making those interceptions. And so, as a head coach, you're never, it's the worst thing to watch a scrimmage because you're always pleased and dissatisfied. Same thing with the spring game. Now, so I saw those guys through the spring do some really good things, and I think they'll learn from that maybe they took some gambles that they shouldn't take. And that's part of the process.
Do you think that's also part of just Baker's mentality, just in general?
Well, if it is, it needs to change if he's not concerned about the ball.
Hey Bob, has realignment changed the recruiting landscape in the Big 12?
I don't think so. I don't.
A&M with the SEC.
I was just asked this. In the end, after the 2000 national championship, I don't ever recall recruiting being easy. That's a misconception. When I was at Florida and we won the national championship in '96. The next 2 years recruiting were not easy ever. So
the perception is they should have been. I mean,
but they're not
recruiting off a championship.
It's just not that way. People they look at proximity, they look at opportunity to play, who's at my position, how many scholarships are at that place. It doesn't matter just because of winning. I mean, it's never been easy. And I just said to somebody that over the last 5 years, we're 4th in the country, or 1 behind Georgia, I think, to be 5th in number of draft picks over the last 5 years. So we must be getting pretty good players.
Get the guys.
Or we're better coaches than everybody wants to say. But whatever. So in the end, what's the answer? NFL people think we got pretty good players, if that's the case.
Right.
So it's never been easy, though. It's always a challenge.
Bob, I want to ask you about Trevor. I'm looking back on the years that you've been here and taken a quarterback or not taking a quarterback to Big 12 Media Day. It's always been like the guy who started or the guy who was the starter. Just wondering about bringing Trevor, but the fact that he's a team leader.
Well, you haven't heard me, I guess. I've said it 5 times, not to other people, to the radio, and that it means he is. He represents our program the right way. He's been a leader on this team, still is. Players respect how hard he works. No one works harder. And yes, he was here a year ago, and he knows he's in a quarterback quarterback battle and doesn't have anything locked up yet. But in the end, he represents us, in all the right ways. So it doesn't mean anything other than that. And he's still a leader and a guy that I respect and appreciate, but he still has to win the job.
I think it's cool that he's here, whether he's the starting quarterback
That's right.
or the backup.
And I consider that. I'm not gonna. And at this point, he hasn't had it taken away from him. So he's everything that he does throughout the whole year. He's earned the opportunity to be here and to continue to represent us the right way. And that's what he does. He always does. And again, he's respected on our team because of how hard he works. And I respect him. So,
Did you give any thought to bringing Baker too?
yeah, that would have been something, huh? But you can only bring so many, and and Sterling's coming back and being a senior, and I wish I could bring more. Hated not being able, also whether it's Samaje or you'd like to bring all the guys, you guys would all, but there's a dynamic on a team too, as older guys and seniors and whatnot that you also try and respect, and who's worked the hardest and all of that. So.
Coach, I got to see Baker Mayfield in high school, and I missed the first part of that. I just got here. What are some of the things about Baker Mayfield that stick out that you would say to other high school quarterbacks? You need to emulate these traits from Baker.
Well, he's competitive, tough. He loves the game. He enjoys it. I think that's a big part of it for young people is enjoy it. Enjoy the competition. Don't press, but enjoy it regardless of what your circumstance may be. And, Baker does that. He's competitive, enjoys it, and his teammates like him. Okay.
Coach, you recently announced the decision to move your brother upstairs. What is?
I had not yet. I said in the spring we experimented with it.
Okay.
And liked it. And what I found, not knowing actually, is that he can see substitution patterns faster and start making his decision on what he wants to put on the field defensively and or personnel quicker, and didn't even anticipate that immediately until the first probably 10 minutes into the first scrimmage, but so in the guys that are coaching the secondary right now, Kerry, felt needs to be down there to be closer to his guys. So right now we did it for 2-3 scrimmages, but we're going to do it some more in some of our summer scrimmages before we say for sure whether we are or not.
Okay.
Bob, after the SAE thing, Eric has said that he wants people to see him as more than a football player. He wants people to see his personality. I think he's shown it. What's your best Eric Striker story? I understand he's a pretty funny guy. What sorts of things stand out when you think about that?
Every time you see him, he's animated. He's happy. He's making someone else happy, getting them to smile. I walked in the locker room a month ago and I see these 3 guys in there that I know are just students, can't be players of any kind. They might have looked like you guys. And he's making them laugh, and he goes, "Coach, come here and meet my buddies here. They're in his class." He's showing them around the complex, and they're meeting everybody, and it was great. Got him in our fruit bar in the locker room and the whole deal. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll think of one particular thing, but he's, Trevor just said on the plane, Eric's monkeying around on the plane on the way down here, and he just said, where does he get all the energy? I mean, it's just nonstop. But, God bless his mom because she raised an incredible young man, that's has all kind of personality.